Welcome to Pinpoint. First thing, we will add in our triple quad data to a Pinpoint and see how that looks. We will navigate to our raw files. It has picked one file as the best file of the reference file. The choice is random by default, and you can change the file to the one that you think has the best signal. So this file will be used to align every other file and peek pick and do array computations. The concept of grouping is fairly generic in Pinpoint. So all technical injections that represent one biological sample, technical replicates that represent one biological sample, are grouped into one. So as you can see, we have some S1s, S2s, and S3s. So we can do keyword based S2, S1, S3, and you can see the files got grouped appropriately. All these files went into S1, and these into S2, and these into S3. Or we can do it based on some other keyword. So I went 01, 04, and 24, and you can see this file went to 01, and these went to 04, and this went to 24. And the reason I went underscore is because 04 underscore 04 is present here as well, and I want underscore 01 underscore to get this file right. So the reading is almost done. The next step that will happen will be time identification for every single analyte, and then area and alignment. These are the parameters that's using by default: a peak width of 1 minute, a minimum signal threshold of 100, and these can be changed to reprocess the data. In data analysis, this data grid shows all our numbers and various areas and retention times, and it is laid out in a hierarchical fashion. Here's our precursor, here are our product ions, and depending on where we are clicked in the grid, all the plots would be generated for that. So for example, if you are clicked on a particular precursor or a product ion, for example in this case 482, we will see only the chromatograms and areas and plots only for that product ion, versus if you are clicked on a precursor 433, which has these 4 product ions, we would have all the graphs and areas and everything related to that. So you can see there are 4 colors here, 4 transitions, and that's what the 4 transitions are for 433. So zooming in, we can see the chromatogram. Zooming out, that's the entire chromatogram from 5.8 minutes to 7.8 minutes, and it's a scheduled SRM. This graph can be saved or copied, so you can save it into any image format, or copy it or send it to a printer, or you can take out this legend or take it back in, or you can change the colors. There's some options to change these graphs the way you want. Zooming it out, or setting your default zoom option. So for example, if you set it to 2, it will always go 2 times the peak, whereas if you set it to 50, it will always zoom out to the entire chromatogram. If you don't like this particular area, you can click remove area, in which case this file gets the area gets removed completely. Or if you just want to change the area, you can just click here and redraw the area, and the areas, the numbers, everything gets recomputed. If you want, for some reason, if you think it's not picking up the entire peak, you can correct that and do those kind of modifications. You can smoothen the peak to make it look better. You can make all 4 transitions come up to 100%. You can look for a different file and see those options. So that's the chromatogram view. The middle view is sort of our quality control view, and zooming it out, you can see all the peaks in one single view, which is very handy, especially if you have large data sets. You don't have to spend time looking at every single file. So one thing that comes out very clearly is something is not right with this particular file, and so I'll click here, and that loads this particular file, and let's see if we can try and find the area or try and find the peak. Well, not really. the peak is not just there. So one option is I can go back in to my raw file management, and this particular file S10104, I can take it out of my calculations. S10104 is right here, the first file. I can unselect this box, and it's not going to then affect my CVs or areas. I can still come back in and check this box. The file has not been physically removed,